Hey guys, Jeff here, and welcome to my forever home. While we're busy doing a massive renovation project inside the house, today we're here to talk about the outside of the house. Today we're going to talk about waterproofing the exterior of your home, because at the end of the day, small little intrusions of water can cause major damage, okay? So we want to be able to protect the work that's going on inside by sealing up the outside. Today's video is sponsored by GE. Let's get into it. So before we talk about the solution and how to fix the mess, let's take a look at the problems. We've got a lot of different areas here where we've got an exterior sealant, okay? And you can look at all the cracking. This one's cracked up. It looks like your great-great-grandmother, all right? It's unbelievable. And what's going on here is basically a combination of three things. One is weather, one is UV rays, and the other one is expansion and contraction of different building materials. The fact that some of the materials that are used to seal up your home don't bond well with smooth and rough surfaces, okay? So this is why you want to have a good look, because it might look good from the street, but that doesn't mean it's keeping the water out. So right here, for instance, the sealing has come loose from the aluminum. Now, aluminum picks up the heat, so when the sunshine hits this in the afternoon, the aluminum will expand. Sealant has a lifespan, all right? So the longer it's there, the less it expands and contracts with the different moving materials. The more the UV hits it, the more it degrades. This is why we have to do a walk around the building to make sure it's all sealed up. Because if I get water underneath that sealant joint there, it's going into the wood of the frame. If it gets into the wood, then it's going to make it soft. And soft wood is just screaming for carpenter ants to follow that gap, get in there and make a nest, okay? These are the kinds of things we want to watch out for. We also want to watch out for any areas where we have hole in behind the brick. Generally, rain falls down, but you know, if the wind-driven rain finds that hole, it's going in behind the brick and again into the framing of the building. So we want to make sure that we get all this sealed up properly. A good caulking joint along the brick actually will follow right into the mortar joint, and then it'll boom, go in and out, okay? This was done in a bit of a hurry. Now, the other thing you want to get rid of is all the yellowness that happens. In order to solve all these problems, I like to use 100% silicone, okay? Because it has different characteristics. It will bond to the smooth surface and to brick, and it will expand and contract even in freezing temperatures, okay? And so it is going to have a much longer lifespan than a lot of the other sealants, and it doesn't go yellow, and it doesn't collect dirt, all right? So all those different problems you run into is why you want to get a good silicone product in order to seal up your house. Let's just jump into real quick. We'll take some of this junk off, we'll put in the silicone and show you the difference. I remember, guys, there's the old adage, you get what you pay for. The silicone comes in three lines: contractor version, an advanced formula, and then the Supreme formula. I'm using the 100% silicone Supreme by GE because it's 100% waterproof, and it has a formulation that allows for more performance over a longer period of time, okay? Bottom line, and it's rain ready in 30 minutes. I'm gonna be using a knife with break-off blades, okay? And so I like to extend it really good, get in here, and just score it a few times, okay? There we go. Feel like we're getting to the bottom there. And then come at it from the other side, and it should generally just lift right out. All right. Now you can see this is flashing, and it even has movement here. So that means that wind-driven rain can get in behind again. Now, I want you to take a knife, and I want you to cut it on a 45-degree angle. This makes the application a lot smoother. There we go. Free up our penetration, because there is a seal on silicones. Push it right to the top, okay? There we are. Now we're ready to go. And to get yourself, get your hands on this product, you can check out our link in the video description to Amazon, or you can go on your Amazon app, and you can actually just search for Home RenoVision, and you can go and check out our storefront. Here we go. For application, we're going to wait till it starts to come out. Here we are. Now, you have two choices. You can try to tool it, all right, and you're going to end up with a mess. Or you can just leave it as is. Now here's little trick I learned for cleaning off the caulking up against your brick. On aluminum flashing, you use the same thing. Use the knife, and you score it a few times until you feel the tip of your knife on the brick. You'll hear that. Okay? for up against brick, instead of using a knife, use a chisel. All right? And just press straight into it. Here we go. Once you get it started, and a lot of these old poly sealants will peel right off because they're not actually bonding to the brick. Here we go. Now, one of the reasons why I love using silicone outside is because silicone's the only product that'll bond to any material that we use on the outside of our buildings. So right from flashing to brick, PVC, composite, whatever it is, you name it, this stuff will seal it. And again, cut that angle. And so you don't have to tool it, you just pull it down. Now, here we go, perfect seal. I don't want you guys using your finger to seal it up, because if you do catch a piece of aluminum, it'll slice you right open. All right? That is how you seal up the outside of your door. Now, when it comes to your windows, you got a couple of places you've got to check out. This is the window. This is flashing. Okay, so check this joint right here. Check the joint up against your brick or your other building materials, and also do your verticals. And up here, they flash the lintel as well. So make sure that the silicone is making contact with the mortar, and you don't have a void here where the water can run down and get in behind, all right? This window, although it's a little bit dirty, is actually relatively new, and the material that's there right now is still holding up, so I'm not gonna mess around with it. Now, if you got an old house like me, it's built in '74, you're gonna have aluminum siding, and in this corner, you're gonna find that there's metal flashing, so it goes back and in behind. So you don't have to seal up these gaps for all this material. Remember, this is going to be moving, expanding and contracting constantly, especially every time the sun hits it. But here's the biggest problem we have, and this has actually caused a crack in our foundation. This joint right here, see how the material is completely disengaged from the brick and the mortar, okay? This is what happens because of afternoon sun, and it is an absolute mess. So, because it did cause a crack in the foundation, I've actually got to get this sealed up before I can go through the next winter, because we have rainy season in Ottawa in late October, and then as soon as we hit the spring, we got another month of rainy season, so I'm not going to get a chance to replace my facade until next summer. So this has all got to go. Wow, and this is original 1974 caulking. Absolutely brutal. Just totally giving up the ghost. Like, that's just nasty. Take a look up here. If your house looks like this, you might think you're fine. Try grabbing your material and see if it's separated. Because if it's not bonded to the brick, then the wind is driving rain in behind there. And so what you think looks good isn't doing the job. And you are in for a nasty surprise. Because when water gets in behind your wall, it has nowhere to escape to. That's why you end up getting mold. I'm gonna bet that when we do take off the siding, the wall in behind here is just a mess. I'm gonna be replacing not just the siding, but probably the substrate. Oh my goodness, look at this. Okay. Okay. Now, that's the most of it. I'm going to extend my blade a little bit, and I'm going to trim it up now. Try to get rid of as much of that old material as possible before we come back with the new. The old material that's never been in the UV rays, like the residue that's left on there behind it, the silicone will bond to that. So it's not imperative that you clean it all up. That's one of the benefits of using silicone. And remember, guys, the wider the hole, the wider the gap, okay? So the tube comes flared. So the further down you go to cut and the more aggressive the angle, the wider the bead that you're going to apply. So I'm going to make this one much more aggressive. There we go. Now, remember, the goal here is to get a good bond on the metal, the brick, and the mortar, okay? So here's what we're gonna do. So I got the tip on the metal, and then it goes back to the brick, and we're gonna get the material flowing here. I'm gonna angle down, nice and slow. I'm gonna just squeeze that into that mortar joint. Okay, I'm gonna just clean that brick up a little bit. Nice little close up here. And I'm gonna take my thumb and I'm gonna press from the bottom and up to the top, making sure that I got positive contact in here. There we go. Okay. There we go. Now, if you're not happy with the look of it, give it 30 minutes so it sets up. You can come back and add a little bit more, and you can fill up all these gaps by going the other direction, okay? First you make it waterproof, then you worry about the aesthetic. So here's a bunch of other stuff you've got to pay attention to. Your air conditioning coils, where they're coming out of the wall. Anywhere where you've got power venting, you've got, you know, water spouts or fan grills. All of these different penetrations in your building envelope have to be addressed. And aside from penetrations, there's one other thing you really got to look out for. And since you have to use this for maintenance, that means on an occasion, you got to get somebody on your roof. Now, you don't have to be the one to climb a ladder. You can hire a handyman for this, but there's areas that you have to look for, such as flashing around your chimneys, protrusions for plumbing and vents that come through the roof, especially right here, where the pipe meets the flange. That has to have clear silicone on it. Now, we just finished running the plumbing, and so I am going to add my caulking right now. The secret here is to put a bead right here in the joint between the flange and the ABS pipe. There we go. I recommend using the clear silicone for this application so you don't have a white ring around your collar. You'll see that from the street. There we go. Okay, so we talked about windows and doors, that's obvious. We've talked about different penetrations in your building envelope. We've talked about things on the roof. Check this out, one other area to watch out for, changes in plane. So your building is meeting up one wall with the other. In this case, they've actually relied on this sealant right here since 1974. I know for a fact that they don't frame the buildings with pressure-treated lumber, okay? So this has been exposed to water for a lot of years. Yep, she's falling apart. Now, look at this. It did not bond to that very good at all. And this is on the back side of the house. They don't even really get much sun here, so this isn't UV. This is just expansion and contraction, and the fact that if it's not silicone, it's not bonding to smooth surfaces. That is a failure. I'm gonna clean this up and get it sealed because I don't need any more water in here over the winter. Guys, if you got any questions, make sure you jump in the comments section. I'll be happy to help you out. Cheers till next time.